This week, the National Rifle Association held its annual convention in Houston, Texas. I sent Amy Hoggart to see if those gun nuts were going to let last week's tragedy put a damper on the most high-caliber party of the year.
After the horrible mass shootings in Buffalo and Texas and now Tulsa, it seems the entire nation wants stricter gun regulations. Unfortunately, one group stands in our way. The NRA. So I'm at the annual NRA Convention being held just 3 days after and only miles away from the mass shooting in Uvalde, Texas, to see how the NRA is reflecting on their role in this tragedy.
It's really happy inside. It's kind of like a little party. It's pretty sweet.
This is kind of like a family reunion.
Yeah, everybody's in good mood.
Right.
We're happy.
But it can't be just a happy family reunion, right? They must feel something for the actual families of the 21 murdered children and teachers that will never be reunited.
I think everyone is extremely upset about the timing. It was incredibly awkward. I mean, during an election week and then also, right before the NRA, it's horrible.
I'm so sorry about the timing.
I think the timing is awfully convenient.
For what?
For the left, absolutely.
Could he not have waited another week till after the NRA convention? That's what I can't understand.
Right.
Yes, the timing is super awkward for the NRA, and they want us to know that they were the real victims here.
It's devastating to see us get blamed when we are not to blame. The President of the United States went on national TV and blamed us.
Are you upset at the lives lost, or are you upset that people are blaming your community, the NRA?
The totality of the circumstances.
Right. But perhaps people blame the NRA because they spent millions of dollars lobbying politicians to make the guns used in Uvalde and Buffalo as accessible as possible. And the NRA members saw no irony in parting with their favorite politicians while also saying it was too soon to make these tragedies political.
I don't want to get political.
Okay. When is a good time to make it political?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. So it's sometime in June.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Right. When is the right time? Can we get a date?
I would say the 2024 election cycle would be a great time to talk about this.
So in 2 years, we can talk about the shooting this week. What about Parkland? Is it the right time to talk about Parkland?
I don't want to talk about mass shootings right now.
Is it too soon?
It's too soon.
What about Sandy Hook? Is it too soon now to talk about Sandy Hook?
We're not going to talk about it today.
These mass shootings that are too soon to talk about have one thing in common. AR-15s, a gun originally designed for war that fires 1 round a second, and the NRA calls the musket of its era. This gun was unbanned in 2004 as a direct result of the NRA, and you can see the rise in mass shootings that followed. But for the NRA members, guns are not the problem with gun violence.
If somebody wants to kill somebody, they're going to try to find a way to kill somebody, whether it's a rock, a knife, or a gun, so.
A rock.
Yeah.
Does any country in the world have a problem with mass rock throwings in schools?
Afghanistan, probably.
How many knifings have you had in the UK?
Do you mean mass knife killings?
Yeah.
Could you name a mass knife killing in schools?
No, because I hadn't paid that much attention to all that.
I think that shooters kill people, not guns.
Okay. Is anyone here a shooter, or they're just people with guns?
I think there are people with guns. They are not shooters.
And what's the difference?
It's somebody who has a predisposition to fire. It's that neurons that are wired together fire together.
What? Why did this just get so pseudoscience-y? So can anyone tell me who's really at fault?
The teacher left the back door open, so what's the level of training there? That's how we got in the first place, so.
Is it the teacher's fault?
It's a mix.
But the real riddle is whether to blame teachers or arm them.
One of the ways that we can resolve those safety issues is to arm our teachers.
Should we have the cleaning staff and the cafeteria staff also armed?
That's an interesting question.
And if a lunch lady with a gun sounds like a very bad solution, don't worry, they also have even worse solutions. What should children do in a situation like the one this week at Robb Elementary if there's a gunman in the room?
If they don't want to carry guns, they can use flashlights.
How do flashlights help against assault rifles?
Flashlights help against assaults, and it gives you a tool.
So the kids need to be armed with flashlights.
I can assault you with a flashlight. I can assault you with a fork.
A fork? Okay, I'm going to let that one sink in. But what is empowering these folks?
We can never forget that we have a right to our Second Amendment, which is under siege.
Oh, right, the Second Amendment.
It is incredibly important to preserve our Second Amendment rights.
That's about the only thing we got going for us right now.
Many NRA members forge their personal identity and fashion choices around the Second Amendment. This one sentence must be incredibly important to them. Tell me the Second Amendment.
You hit me on the wrong spot there.
It's just one sentence.
Yeah, I don't know the whole sentence right now.
Okay. I know it's hard because you don't know it, but...
Well, I do know it.
Oh.
I did go to law school.
Oh, great. So as a politician yourself, who nearly knows the Second Amendment, but not all of it, what do you imagine the rest of the Second Amendment might say if you knew it?
I couldn't tell it to you.
It's the right to bear arms.
But it's like a whole sentence, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but I can't remember all that stuff.
Right to bear arms.
But do you remember any of the rest of it?
No, just right to bear arms.
How do you pick which bit to know? Is it the bit that supports your beliefs?
Yes.
Take your time, take your time. Not one single person could tell me the Second Amendment. But if they got close, they did conveniently leave out one important bit. The part where it says well-regulated, because well-regulated gun ownership is not something they want to talk about. So we must ask ourselves if these are the people and this is the organisation that we want driving the gun legislation for the whole country. And how many more innocent need to die to protect their so-called freedom?
Freedom does come with a bit of a cost.
The cost of children's lives?
Just in general.
Jesus Christ. Can they just try to answer the most important question? So why is the USA the only country with a big gun violence problem and mass shootings in schools?
That's a real good question.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you have an answer for the question?
That's a political question I don't feel like answering
Okay.
correctly right now.
Save it for June.
Yeah.
Luckily for us, it's June, and we need to stop worrying about being too soon and start worrying about being too late.